Hello! Today I'm going to talk about 5 things to keep in mind when you're volunteering in the field of marine biology. In my last video, I talked about how important it is to start volunteering if you want to become a marine biologist. So today I'm going to go into more detail on what you can expect from the experience. Now, if you haven't seen my first video in this series about getting into marine biology through volunteering, I strongly suggest that you watch it if you are thinking about becoming a marine biologist, because I talk about all the reasons why you want to volunteer and how it could really help you get into this field of marine biology. So in this video, I'm going to give you some ideas about what to expect when you volunteer and how to get the most out of the experience. I'm also going to talk about some added benefits of it that you may not think about. So before I get to all that, let me introduce myself. If this is the first time that you've seen me, my name is Shannon and I've been a marine biologist for 27 years. And now it is my passion to help the next generation get into this fascinating field. The reason I made this video is that I was trying to think of ways to make it easier for you guys to get into volunteering. I wanted to figure out how I could help you get prepared for it, so that you would be ready to go and get your feet wet and do some volunteering if you haven't started already. I do have a guide that I put together for you that you can easily reference when you are planning your first steps into volunteering, and I'll tell you about where to find that at the end of this video. Now, I find that it's much easier to do something new if I kind of know what to expect. What also makes it easier is if I'm clear on the why and I know what motivates me to do it. If you have really strong reasons for what you're doing, then you're probably going to keep on doing it even when it gets hard. So I'm not going to be able to tell you exactly what to expect because every volunteering opportunity is going to be different, but there are some things that are pretty common that I'll go over. Now, here are some things that you should keep in mind when gearing up to do some volunteering in marine biology. Number 1, have realistic expectations. So when you first start volunteering, it's good to have realistic expectations. So you might not be doing the most interesting and fun jobs when you first start volunteering. And it's important to be open-minded and flexible when opportunities arise. You will gain valuable skills and learn something new, even if you ultimately decide to do something totally different. So, number 2 is keep it in perspective. You are basically helping the main people with their jobs or the research project or helping with the conservation project. And as a first-time volunteer, you're likely to get the least glamorous tasks when you first start out. Now, I've done a lot of volunteering over the years, and what I've noticed is that a lot of times I really don't mind the task, whatever it is, because I'm usually connecting and chatting with the other volunteers and asking questions and learning a lot and feeling like I'm contributing in some small way. And so I love to do those things so much that really the task doesn't matter as much. One of the last times I volunteered in the field was just a couple months ago, and we were transplanting salt marsh grass. That is an important habitat for a lot of estuarine fish and crabs. I guess it wasn't the most glamorous of tasks, just planting the grass, but it was lots of fun. And I got to meet a lot of new people and connected with some of the staff at the facility where we were working. They ended up giving a couple of us a tour of the coral growing facility that was there, that's not open to the public. It really turned out to be an amazing day. So, number 3. Treat it like a real job. My suggestion is to do the very best job that you can, no matter how small the task. Trust me, this will pay off one way or another. If you stick with one program as you continue to volunteer, there will be newer volunteers and you'll be able to take some of the more desirable tasks. Number 4, make connections. One of the biggest benefits of being a regular volunteer is that you can connect and grow relationships with people in the field. Ideally, you want them to see that you are dedicated, you do good work, you take it seriously, you are dependable, and that's when You can ask them deeper questions about their journey and maybe even eventually ask for a recommendation or a reference on a job application. You're going to be getting experience, making new connections, and also learning about yourself, like what is the most fulfilling about each experience. Suggestion number 5, that is to keep a journal to document your volunteering. A volunteering journal can be an actual book, or it can just be a folder of files on your computer where you document your experience after each day of volunteering. This will include things like the date and the times, like your start time, your end time, and the total number of volunteer hours for that day. This kind of information is important for documentation, especially if you're doing the volunteering as a part of a scholarship requirement or some other program. Also, your volunteer time may be used as a tax deduction. Check with your tax advisor, or if you're still under your parents' taxes, check with them. But you may be able to claim this volunteering time on their taxes, and that could really save them or you some money. If you do need to get your parents' approval to do volunteering, this might be one of the things that you want to mention. So a volunteering journal is good documentation, but it's also valuable information for you to learn more about yourself and what you've experienced and learned from each opportunity. For example, you want to put in what parts did you enjoy? What parts did you not enjoy? Who did you meet? And what do you remember about those people? I suggest you write up some notes on the same day that you volunteered and as soon as possible. We tend to forget a lot of details from one day to the next. If you keep a journal, you can also use that to outline your experience when you need to describe it on a resume. You can also look back at all your experiences and just see all that you have done. To get you started on your volunteering journey, I have created a simple and easy guide to volunteering in marine biology. It helps you through the whole process of researching and finding volunteer opportunities in your area, the types of opportunities that best fit your interests, preparing for your volunteer experience, and documenting your experience. If you would like the free volunteering and marine biology guide, click the link in the description and I will send those out to you right away. Let me know if you have any questions about volunteering. And thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.